Hello friends, this is Wendy with Love and Stampin'. I am so excited that you're here with me today. We are going to be making a never-ending card, and I use my ideas from Tuesday posts through my creative inspiration calendar. If you want to get this calendar free in your email inbox every single month, all you have to do is subscribe to my emails. So below this video, there's a description box. If you go there and you click more so that it expands all the way and scroll all the way to the very bottom of that description box, you will find a link that says get my emails. Click that link, subscribe to get my emails, and make sure you confirm your email, and then you'll get this every month. I send it out on the 28th of the month. So make sure you get signed up today so that you get yours next week. So you have a whole 31 days of inspiration for December. All right. We're going to get started making this card, and we're going to chat a little bit about my emotional distress behind this card. So I would love to show you the products that we're going to use today, but I don't know yet. All I know is the paper I'm going to use. I don't know what stamp sets I'm going to use. I haven't decided. I'm winging it. Well, kind of. I did prep one of these first just so I could make sure I knew how to put it together. However, I have not done any of the decorating or stamping or any of that. I figured I'd save it to do with you while I was recording, because I know so many of you always tell me that you like to see my creative process, like what I'm thinking of as I go. All right, so we're gonna get started. So I have two 6x6 pieces of cardstock, Old Olive Cherry Cobbler, and I'm gonna use my Stampin' trimmer to cut these down to 6 inches. Now, this is an important tip. They're already 6 inches, but pretend that they're bigger. I found with this card, the measurements are very important. The scoring, the measurements, everything being as precise as possible is important. So here's what I did. I stacked my pieces of paper on top of each other because this trimmer will cut 2 pieces at a time, okay? I stacked them on top of each other and I put them in the trimmer. Rather than fussing over lining them up perfectly on this line at 6 inches, guess what? This trimmer has a lip right here. You can't really see it, but I'm hitting up against it. If you just take your paper, make sure this is closed all the way, because this does open. So you want to make sure it's clicked close all the way. Take your paper, stack them together, push it up to this lip, cut. They're going to be perfect. Turn it, push them both up to the lip, cut. They will be 6x6 exactly. And even if they're a hair off, it doesn't matter because they're going to be the same. So make sure you stack your papers on top of each other. That is my pro tip for this card. Okay. All right. Now we're going to get the trimmer out of the way. I'm going to bring in a new little fun goodie I got. This is from Altenew. And I am not a design team member. I'm not a affiliate, nothing with Altenew. I just wanted this teeny tiny small scoreboard. It has a little drawer up here at the top that holds the scoring tool. And I just like the size of it, especially for filming videos. I do have the Stampin' Up! Scoreboard, which works great for larger projects. It's 12 by 12. But this one's nice because it fits really well within my camera view. So now we're gonna line this up and we're gonna score at 1.5 and 4.5. I'm just gonna go 2 times. So 1.5 and 4.5. Now I watched 2 or 3 different videos, whoops. 1.5, 4.5. Oh, come on now. Come on now. Trying to go out of the thing here. You know what? I'm going to use my bone folder. Much better. This isn't my favorite. It's like a really sharp, pointy kind of stylus. This is actually a little better. Okay, so I watched a few different videos to learn the basic fold for this. Karen Titus has a really good video and a really good tutorial on how to do this as well. And mine probably emulates some of hers, except that The tips I'm giving you are things I've learned from trying this myself. So for example, stacking the papers on top of each other to cut them, I think that that is really important. The next pro tip I have for this card is this. You saw that I scored and my indentation is on this side. Flip this over and fold in where the bump is. Okay? Is that right? Let me think. Now I have to recheck myself. No. Yes? No. Yes? Oh, Wendy. What have I done? Yes. So there's two ways that this can fold. You can either fold to the debossed side or the embossed side. The embossed side, it's going to fold smoother and meet nicer into the middle, in my opinion. Okay, so now we have these both done. Now you're gonna take your trimmer, you're going to line them up at the 3-inch mark, cut them in half. With it folded. I mean, it doesn't have to be folded, I guess, but may as well. Okay, then you're gonna pick one to put on one side, one to put on the other. So we're gonna have our flaps facing up, like so, like that. These flaps are gonna go on the outside of each side, facing up. Now, if you need to pause, rewind, go back, redo, that's why we do videos. So don't worry if you get lost. Then you're going to take your adhesive and do 2 strips on the outside, or I should say the top and bottom edge of this card base or card pieces. Okay. Oh, I already did something wrong. Not here. Good Lord. Just the top and the bottom. I don't know what I was thinking. My brain was going in overdrive. So not here, not there. Okay, so it should just look like this. Top, bottom, top, bottom. Ignore this. All right, then you're going to remove the adhesive and glue these pieces down like so. Okay, so not here, just the top and just the bottom. So you're gonna glue them like this. Now, don't you know I've made this card 2 or 3 times and I would mess it up while I'm showing it to you. And then you're gonna glue them down like this. So when you do that, I'm not gonna do that here because it just takes too long to remove all the little sticky pieces. When you do that, you end up with a piece that looks like this, okay? So you have your green glued on top of your red. So when you open it, they're stuck, okay? And this is the card. Ready? So now it just, isn't that cool? Okay. I know your brain is like, what just happened? How did that happen? But it just does. I don't know how. So this is back to normal. This is how we started. Okay. All right. So after you glue these pieces on top, you need to fold it this way. Use your bone folder. Fold it this way. Use your bone folder. Fold it this way, use your bone folder, because it's folded that way there, okay? Excuse me, I'm still recovering from a cold, I apologize. All right, so now I have cut 4 pieces of designer series paper at 2 3/4 and 4 pieces at 2 1/2. This is the, what kind of paper is this? What is this called? This is the Joy of Christmas designer paper. So I'm going to use all 4 of these for my green squares, my big green squares. So does that seem helpful to you? A completely empty seal container? Good grief. Wendy? Okay, we'll use our precision glue press here. So it got a little snot dot on it, probably. Okay, it's been over a week since I used my precision glue press. So I want to show you what I just did. I just stuck the end of it in here real quick, and it just pulled out this little sticky plug piece, and now it works fine. So if you go for a long time without using your glue press, especially in my case, now this probably isn't the case for most people. My craft space is not in my home, and because of that, it's outside of my house. So, you know, some people like to call it a she shed. I personally hate that term, just because to me she shed indicates like this place that you just lounge and do whatever you want, and it's just, and I work in my office. That's what I like to call it, my office. So, anyway, I do not have like regulated heat and air in this space. So what I'm saying is, if it's really cold, it's really cold in my office. If it's really hot, it's really hot in my office. So during the summer, I noticed that this would get stuck if it had been several days since I had used it. But I think that that's because I'm not in a controlled environment, because my friends that have a craft space in their house never have that problem. So it's got to be because I'm out in the cold or out in the heat, and it kind of clogs things up. Now, I do have air and heat out here. Let me clarify. I do have an air conditioner heater unit. It's a wall unit, but I don't leave it on when I'm not in here. So, is that probably the very best thing for my craft supplies? Nope, probably not. I'm gonna just go out on the limb and say probably not. But you know, first world problems, am I right? Okay, so we've almost got this finished. And then we're gonna do the opposite on the other ones. Okay, now on the cherry cobbler side, I cut 4 of these at 2 3/4. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Come back here. All right, so let's talk about the psychology of this card. You're like, what on God's green earth are you talking about, lady? So these are 2.5 by 2.5, so we're gonna glue these down on top. I have seen these cards. These cards have been around for a million years. I've been a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for 13 years. And I've seen these cards multiple times. I've never ever made one. This is my very first time making them with you. And the reason I never made one is because I looked at them when I saw them in action, some people opening them and doing the whole thing with them. I thought, ain't no way I'm making one of those. That looks like the most miserable, most difficult, annoying card there ever was. Really, that's really what I thought. And here I am making it. And you know what? It's so easy. It is so easy. Why do we do that to ourselves? What is wrong with us? Okay. So now here is this part. Look, isn't that pretty? So then what you have to do excuse me, is you have to decide how much further you want to go. Do you want to add pieces here? Do you want to add pieces here? Do you want to, you know, what all do you want to do? How crazy do you want to get with this situation? I personally think I'm going to call it good. Look, this stands up too. I'm going to call it good with the paper. I'm sorry, you guys. But I need to do some sort of sentiment. So I guess I have to decide what I want the front of my card to be. So do I want this to be the front of my card? And then they do this. And here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking no. I'm thinking that I want, well, let's see. Because as you fold, yeah, I'm thinking I want this to be the front of my card. So now we just have to decide on sentiment, placement, and what kind of cute images we want. Actually, this would be really pretty to use. So if we stamp, I've used this a ton. I really like this Noel. Let's get a 2x2 piece of cardstock out here. Is that gonna fit on there? By George, I think maybe just barely. May have to go 2 1/4. Ooh-wee. Look, friends. That is gonna be a squeeze. Oh, it fits just perfect. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the 2 seconds to not be lazy and grab, do I already have one of these open? No, that's a big one. I have these mini sticky mats for the MISTI. Let's see. They come in, I believe it's a pack of 3. So you have like the bigger squares or grids, this kind, and then this kind. So I think we'll just use this one. So I just need to remove the plasticky piece off the top. Put this back in, put this back in. Now this is sticky, so now I can just do that. Stick this little friend right down there in the corner, lining him up. And then stick this guy right on top. And voila, we've got our image to stamp. I'm going to use Cherry Cobbler because it just seems fitting. Perfect. Don't even need to restamp it. And then I'm just going to bend the sticky mat to get this off rather than trying to poke at the edge and peel it up. Look how beautiful that is. I just love it. So grab our precision glue. I am an affiliate with MISTI. A lot of you guys already know that. So I do have links below for the MISTI stamping tool and accessories and the precision glue press. So if you would like to purchase one of those, I would appreciate it if you use my affiliate link. It doesn't cost you anything extra. It just gives me a little bit of pocket money. Okay, so there's our Noel. And then I feel like we need something here. So I don't know if we want to just stamp like, stamp that guy. And then maybe this guy. So let's do 2 more 2x2s because that's what'll fit there, right? So, and I want them to be nice flat because the way this card works, you can't really pop anything up on here because it's just not gonna probably operate correctly if you do that. Excuse me. Believe it or not, guys, I know I probably sound horrible. Believe it or not, this is good. Now, I'm not recording this on the day you're watching it. I pre-recording this a whole week in advance because the week you're watching this is the week of Thanksgiving. And in the United States, Thanksgiving is widely celebrated by having a turkey or ham or both, in our case both, for dinner, and eating too much, enjoying some football, playing some board games, and just spending time with family and being grateful. And for me, it really is just the marker for me to start Christmas. So after Thanksgiving, I get to decorate for Christmas. And I don't think I'm alone in that. I think there's a lot of people that feel that way. I don't hate Thanksgiving by any means, but is it my very favorite holiday? No, it's not my very favorite holiday. Just kind of heard something go boom outside of my office. And it's dark outside, so that kind of gave me a jolt. Okay. But the dogs aren't barking, so I must be not be in imminent danger. Okay, so we've stamped both of these. I actually think it's my daughter. And now we need to color them. So I'm going to grab, I'm not going to do crazy coloring. So when I'm just going to do simple basic coloring, I do pull out my Stampin' Blend markers. And this is Cherry Cobbler. And I'm just, oh gosh, wow, that's deteriorated. It has been a long time since I've used these, I'm going to be honest. So they might not be in the very best condition. So I'm even going outside the lines a little bit because that kind of is the style of the stamp. It's kind of like whimsical and fun, and it's one of those that you kind of feel like you don't have to be super precise with coloring. So this is Mossy Meadow. I feel like this card design, wait a minute, back up. Not the card design. I feel like this, what am I trying to say? fun fold. This fun fold is would be really fun to do with a kid, because I think that they would get a kick out of the way it folds, like how it's, you know, never ending. What color is this? This is Lemon Lime Twist. You know, let's live wild. So we're gonna go in with some Lemon Lime Twist on the bigger holly leaves. That looks really pretty, actually. Super happy with that decision. Okay. And now let's go ahead and add these. And I'm gonna do them opposite of each other. So like one coming up from this corner. Isn't that pretty? And then one coming down from this corner. That worked out great. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. It's not fun. Look at that. Okay, so then we have two more here. We've got one up here. We've got two more here. So you can see, you can just go on and on and on. And look how pretty that is. Creating, and I might even put just like a little plain one right here. So you could write a little note. But yeah, this is just, and then there, look, it's at the bottom. And then there they are again. So yeah, super fun card. Just really cool. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you spend some time making one of these cards. And if you do make one, please share it with me. I want to see it. There is a lot of thought that has to go into this card if you're going to stamp and put stuff everywhere. I would say by doing it so that I'm using images that like are non-directional and just floral, it allows you to kind of put whatever you want on each square. If you want to do like a bunch of sentiments or little animals that are facing a certain direction, you know, there is going to be times when you fold it. Let me see if I can get back to that. Oh, here. See, like now it just says L. So there are going to be ways that you fold it that may not work. Also, who cares, right? So, I mean, it's a fun card and nobody's going to critique it. And it's just, yeah, super fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. There is a free project sheet over on my blog that has the measurements for this. And I did take like a couple of photos just so you could see how it all comes together. And I hope you enjoyed, and I will catch you in the next video. And if you're in the United States or abroad and you celebrate Thanksgiving, I hope you have an amazing Thanksgiving with your family. And I want you to know that I am very grateful for you. In addition to that, I do have some Black Friday deals going on starting on Thanksgiving. So you're going to want to make sure to check those out. And if you're signed up for my emails, you'll get an email all about that. All right? Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.